Crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy with events the size of Supernova. Like, to get to top 24, you're winning B tiers.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many like phase 2 matches that just would be grands at like a smaller.
This ain't top
regional.
8. Yeah,
exactly.
Oh my goodness, the Onet boys are in full effect here. I'm excited to see the way the stage goes here. Obviously, when you're playing the Ditto matchup, you kind of both want the same things objectively, but you know the game's played with the sticks and not on paper.
I know. All right, couple fairs, triple fair, and let's see if we got another fair. Oh wow, how many are we gonna have? We're gonna need a counter for this thing.
Ooh, great placement on back here. And just so everyone's on the right page, we do have ATATA in the red and white fit in the classic striped shirt for PkChris.
True.
Yeah, so far so good. It definitely looks like ATATA is the main one forcing PkChris to go for those double jumps in odd spots. But as I say it, Chris coming back on stage with the magnets get a little bit of damage to at least somewhat stop the bleeding here. But now ATATA's without his double jump, so the tracing of this match is going to be so crucial.
Yes, very true. That airspeed that Ness has just puts him in a class of his own entirely.
For sure. And
smart.
I like
Nice
that, but still,
try.
the delay, not enough. Obviously,
Yes.
the yo-yo beats all. It is transcendent.
Yeah, that was a really smart way to set up that edge guard. Because obviously, the layer 1 edge guard is just run off in magnet, but they both know they're looking for that. So having 3 different ways to take that stock was really good there. But
the kind of matchup where you're kind of already in like chapter 5 or 6 of the book. You are not starting from page 1 here.
Okay, can't get that. Nice get up.
The knowledge.
I mean, the very precise frames, and one mistake could have been your life there, potentially.
Yeah, they're both PK thundering from really unique angles, which I love. Yep. Of course, ATATA going to go ahead and try to get some extra damage at the corner there, but off the mark on that air dodge. Got to make an awkward one here. Going to get the double. The yo-yo doesn't kill, but it puts him in a horrible spot, and I don't think he can do anything about it.
Yeah, cannot get that upbeat back, so you're done. You already got your second chance and had to get the bonk there just to make that happen. This is a lot. I mean, this was a lot of pressure there for ATATA. So,
nice jab check there on the neutral tech, and then chasing down roll away was really good.
Yeah, his pressure is definitely still there, but right now PkChris definitely in a pretty good spot here, only at 63%. Spending a lot of time hanging out at the corner, but he is definitely coming out ahead for it. So ATATA's going to have to find a different way to take advantage of all the stage that he has control over.
Shield that one out, wait for something else here. Nice back air above the platform, but the air dodge in, you might have put yourself in a bad spot. A lot of down tilts, and we try to get the nair as well to follow, but the shield coming up just in time.
Gotta watch the hesitation. Great forward air, just barely getting the reach to find an interruption on that smash deck at ledge.
Yep. And knowing your disjoints on like the magic hands is so clutch here, especially for things like yo-yo, where you can just eke out that hit.
All right, this is a close one, but drag down Magna going to set up for a nice combo here, 49%, nearly closing the gap. Just need 1 or 2 more strings like that. PkChris, though, still, if he plays in the corner like he has been, obviously if he finds a back throw or another one of those yo-yos, could take this game right back. But ATATA closed the gap, only 9% between them, and right now this is anybody's game. ATATA covering roll so hard with these back airs. PkChris running in with the power shield, almost finding the grab right there, but ATATA just barely got out of dodge.
My goodness, this entire last stock has been pretty much all ATATA. PkChris just finally able to get back on the regrab, punish immaculately. PkChris on the board.
The parry on that, giving you just enough time to run up and throw out the yo-yo one more time. So insane.
Yeah, there was a pretty popular Twitter video a couple years ago where it's like, hey, you don't have to let Ness get away with this for free. If it hits your shield normal, it's whatever. But if you can actually run up and parry it, you get a crazy amount of time to actually find those punishes. And, of course, any Nesses at this caliber are going to have that matchup, you know, obviously down pat and those specific punishes ready. So just really, really good awareness from PkChris to go, oh, ATATA's done this twice now. I'm actually just going to take the round for it.
Something I got to point out here, too, my friends. You see the player cams, too. It's kind of the both sides of the extremes of the spectrum. You have PkChris looking like he's about to fall. You have PkChris going crazy. You have ATATA looking like he's about to fall asleep here. It's quite the contrast.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you just got to find whatever is going to give you the energy here for this one, because
all the stops are pulled out of Supernova, you know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah. I mean, this is for all the marbles. This is our Super Bowl, everybody. This is the highest stakes it possibly can be. But no matter what, we are going to have a Ness for 17th and top 16. So that's going to be really cool just for the stats later on.
True.
Ooh, spacing on back air, perfect. Getting away from those down tilts.
Okay, Magnet, again, just kind of bobbing and weaving. Like, they're playing so close to each other, but it's just, like, barely out of reach for some of these.
Back to ledge. These angles have been immaculate. It's something, you know, to be expected, but when I see it be performed back to back to back to back, you just got to appreciate what you're seeing these recoveries like.
Yeah. Nice. Great coverage on that neutral get up. Ooh, a little bit of bait there with the magnet on the fire. Can ATATA finish this out? I think that second fair is going to be rough.
You just got to go for the PK Thunder, but goes the other way, and the stage spike didn't tech it, but didn't really matter. Just got to stand here and try to stay alive, because now you kind of put yourself in a bad spot.
Still alive to the top right of that blast zone, tending a ton of time off stage. They're hesitating as much as humanly possible.
Yeah, that was a crazy scenario. I mean, I like that PkChris went, you know what, I might not make this, but maybe I can at least kind of take the stock back myself. But ever since then, ATATA's really in the driver's seat. Gonna go down to that up air, of course. A little bit too comfortable jumping from those side platforms. But PkChris, of course, these characters just rack up so much damage. It's not really over until the game is over.
Yeah, but I did like that little reversal. I mean, it felt like ATATA was still figuring out the ways to get in on PkChris's vulnerabilities. Nice. However, yeah, that back air is going to do it. That'll be it.
You sound like that back air took the wind out your sails.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, well, there you go.
Yeah, man, he's cooking. He's the greatest ever.
Okay, whatever I was saying.
Wow, he just blew up, huh? That's what it felt like over there.
Oh, the cross up from PkChris, trying to get shifty off that left side platform, going back to the grounded game. I think the way this one's been going is the down smash, getting close to hitting, but no dice. I feel like PkChris has been doing really good in the air-to-air situations, but ATATA has been dominating the ground.
Yeah, I fully agree. I also think that PkChris has been a little bit stronger in the corner. Ooh. But as I said, ATATA really waking up and trying to find some unique options for these interesting PK Thunder angles. Ooh, okay. Like that F-tilt, for example.
And that was, I mean, maybe jumped or air dodge or something like that. But, I mean, that was kind of crazy because, you know, you catch that F-tilt, and that really isn't too much. I mean, but you think about it, and it was the drift in that really kind of did him in. And I don't know. It just feels like there's a lot of great setups for these edge guard scenarios, but like you can kind of see here.
Yeah, let's see this, yeah. Great forward tilt by the downward angled forward tilt.
Exactly.
Interesting. Yeah, it seems like you got the second hit of PK Thunder there too. It seems like we got ejected into the blast zone, didn't just drift there, so.
But it's the defensive play, especially on the ledge, that I think is just like, look, anything that you do to try to muscle your way through, muscle your way back is just not going to fly.
Yeah.
And it's got to be so frustrating because Ness is so obnoxious when it comes to getting on the stage with Magnet, with Fair, and everything else.
Exactly.
But to have the exact character that can like really shut that down, it just has to be really daunting, considering how hard it is to get to ledge in the first place.
Oh my God, is this what I've been doing to people?
Right.
I deserve to be in here.
I should be in here, yeah.
Sorry.
Back air coverage, drifting high above with these aerials. PkChris finally finding the first meaningful offense of this swing game 3. Down smash not going to find anything.
Ooh, slightly late on that fair, but both of them are so good at just covering those weird scrambles with those jabs. Ooh. Fire into Dare, not going to be enough to kill here, but that air dodge going to just give PkChris a free one there. So, nice start to him in this game 3.
Yeah, and a quick forward throw, and hopefully that's enough to get us some percent back, but unfortunately it's just another reset, getting caught by one hit, a couple hits of these long-lasting actions. Yeah, unfortunate. Oh, that's stuck there for a second there, and you thought maybe I'm good. Nope.
It's interesting because the PK Thunder hit, too, keeps that down smash hitbox active, so it stays out for longer. Once you connect with it, it's almost guaranteed.
Right.
Yeah, that yo-yo was getting active for sure.
Time. I'm outside.
I'm outside. I'm getting active. Like, I'm getting active, too. So, hopefully ATATA can kind of, like, find some of those lower percent combos we've seen PkChris getting. He had a lot of them in game 1. It's just been a little bit more like 1 or 2 pieces from there throughout the set here. I like the way he's still trying to like cover those back rolls with jabs or down tilts, but I think PkChris is kind of locking in like, all right, if I just DI out really far away, Ness is scary, but he is still like a little bit stubby and can't like fully get what he wants on these punishes.
Yeah, the rundown speed isn't there for him.
Right. They're still just getting a couple air-to-air scraps. Like they're bobbing and weaving, playing very much. This is very like a dancer type kind of play style, which is really interesting because like the micro spacing is kind of going crazy.
Oh, big back air. Not going to find the stock. 2 count to the blast zone. Forward air will clean it up, though.
Okay.
very back and forth one. I feel like we've been seeing 50, 60, 70% come in for one side, and then the response from the other is just as good.
And the combos are getting longer, right?
Yes.
So we are getting a lot more stronger advantage states across the board on both sides. So, I mean, we'll have to see if that continues because, I mean, so far they've been conditioning each other well enough.
And even though ATATA has been getting the big combos on this stock, he has not been hit in like 25 seconds. Just fully finding so many different angles, finding where to parry. Honestly, about to lap PkChris in percent if he's not careful. And that Rage Bear, just enough to do it in the corner, giving ATATA a 2-stock.
It really feels like PkChris was starting to bet it all there. There was a couple of smash attacks just in like the grounded neutral against the opponent who's still on the ground as well. They just got caught.
Yeah, you can't act too desperate in these situations because, you will overextend. You will kind of show the cracks in the armor, and especially in this situation, you know, where we're going, the trade there was just enough.
And as you were saying, Nerf, it's like this is not a matchup, and I really love this term. You can't muscle your way through Ness. You have to finesse your way around it.
Shoutouts to Finesse.
Shouts to Finesse.
W.
I know Script winked at the camera when he said that.
Yeah, y'all didn't see that, but we felt it.
Pulled his ear. I get it, yeah, you know.
All right, but Game 4, we're back on PS2. This is a longer stage, so we are seeing these bigger carry combos where you are seeing people getting hit more and more with these longer stages to kind of lend themselves to that.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, dude. This is just a big whiff punish matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really just like, how can I bait you so that I can attack second? Like, that's really
yeah.
all that this has been. But it looks like ATATA, for the most part, was really, really in control in that last game. Right now, down a decent amount, trying to fight his way back down to the ground with PkChris just sharking underneath. But PkChris is getting a lot smarter about how to avoid these back airs that ATATA's been throwing out too. So they're both adapting to each other, but it's really just a game of very tight micro-spacing so far in this Game 4.
Okay. A little falling bear, that's enough. And I love the magnet just to throw that out, knowing that the PK fire is just kind of like the tester.
Get off this ledge, though. Just going to be the air dodge. There's been a ton of air dodge from ledge from ATATA to get through a lot of this stuff recently.
Oh, neck and neck in center stage here. Avoiding the up smash just barely, but ATATA comes out ahead. Takes that first stock, but at a pretty high percent, so PkChris can take this back really right now, honestly.
Ooh, great DI on that one.
Directional influence.
Yeah, I love to see it. And obviously, you gotta know it. You gotta do it. You do it all the time.
Great drag down. Give me this. I wasn't sure we were going to be able to connect off of it, but PkChris finds a way.
Yeah, the scoops are really important here. And, of course, those linking into each other very well. I mean, we've seen lots and lots of drag down up airs to great effect.
Wow, ATATA is schmoovin' right now, even using those footstools and not even having that trip him up at these risky percents. And now, again, no big combos, just these one or two pieces, and then he's running away and just being untouchable for PkChris here.
This is the rage starting to build up as well, too. The thing that made our life so much easier to close out that last one, finally going to stuff out that flame.
But that could also help with these low percent combos as well. We got to see if some of these advantage states can rack up something here for ATATA, because right now you are close to getting the stock.
Yeah, just barely hanging on there, trying to kite block him with the PK Thunder 1, but of course, even surviving that puts you in an awkward spot, and ATATA cleans it up with the fair, so now one stock away from moving on to the top 16.
What is really interesting there is the PK Thunder edgeguard. We have not seen a PK Thunder edgeguard from either of these players because they know they can just side magnet and absorb that and be just fine.
Ooh, exactly, and especially when you've been throwing out the PK fire and forcing that magnet, now you have a different timing on that, so you can kind of but that's unfortunate.
That was ball
under
knowledge.
the screen, under the stage. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a rough one for that to go out. He obviously didn't want to drift down that far, but because ATATA had that extra credit to play with, he's like, I don't have to magnet. I don't want to try to hit you and risk you teching anything. I'm just going to go be in the way, and that is what is going to give him that 3-1 victory. So, unfortunately, PkChris going to be going out at a very, very respectable 17th, but shout-outs to ATATA for moving on further.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it was going to be a little bit different. Like, we saw a good start from PkChris, but ATATA really kind of got the download, essentially. You really figured out, like, okay, cool, you're going to play Ness like this. I've got a couple different styles. We did see a couple different styles kind of switched between for ATATA. So there was the close range, and there was the long range. And we saw a good amount of edge guards from both sides.
And the thing is, it's in the Ditto specifically for Ness, it's a front-runner matchup. If you get the lead, you can snowball so hard, because as you and Sai were talking about, stubby hitboxes, the character doesn't have the reach, have to put yourself in harm's way to get anything sort of reasonable going or meaningful going. So once you're down like that, it is a tough hill to climb back up to the top of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we were saying it's going to be a matter of who can bait the other person into overextending, and I think ATATA was so good with his movement in those last 2 games, that's where PkChris started taking the bait, being like, all right, you just double jump, surely I get something out of this, and ATATA's like, actually no, I'm just going to go ahead and magnet, wave bounce myself over here. He even jumping around his shield and then footstooling and still keeping the mix-ups back and forth, that's where PkChris is like, I got to hit something, and then ATATA would just get like a free 40-50% on whatever.
ATATA very proficient at getting these kind of like cross-ups, essentially. You know, you're getting a lot of like movement to mix up, and it's just kind of a smothering play style that, especially when you're kind of having to like pin down, it's like trying to swat a fly. Like you're literally trying to deal with this, and it can get very annoying, it can get very frustrating.
Just like, get out of there. What is land?
Just floating around and everything, too. I mean, Ness, like, with all of these strong options, and it has good defensive stuff with the air drift, with the air dodge, but, again, everything is so committal. Everything is so committal.
Very committal, especially when it came to that offstage game, too. Like, you have a mix-up, but if it gets scouted, that was your one mix-up. Now you got to, like, earnestly
new material.
Right, Try it again. Pigeon with the cars. Just like, oh, my God, I don't know what to do. But
and
like,
even edge guards, like the parts where you're supposed to have, like, full control, or at least, like, most control, is, like, you are still having to go for an all-or-nothing strategy.
Yeah, you saw ATATA go down there so many times to get in there and compete or combat or get in front of, like, PK Thunder recoveries. It was a lot of putting yourself in harm's way, hoping for the best.
I know.
Yeah.
But coming up next,
MPG
we've
back.
got MPG versus Jazzo. This should be a lot of fun. We're going to be getting Kin or maybe Kazuya, because I've seen the Jazia popping off. I've seen the Jazia, which I would assume he said. If not, you know, just Venmo me $5 later. But the Jazzo, Kazuya, I understand why we're starting to see it in this later meta, because it's just like, look, I've been through a lot. Like, he's obviously pushed Kin.
We're haggard.
So far into the meta, obviously.
Proved it,
Proved it really, really well. But we could see either Kin or the Kazuya, can't predict it either way. But, of course, we're going to see MPG's tried and true Mega Man. And I could imagine the FGC characters having a really, really tough time dealing with Mega Man.
Yeah.
Sure.
What I think is really interesting, though, especially just as Supernova as a whole, I feel like Jazzo's kind of becoming a face of Supernova, like doing a rating for the combo contest for 64, you know, playing a little saxophone with a live band, too. I feel like Jazzo is a good representation of how much fun and how many different things you can get going on here at Supernova.
He's a man of the people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Top 8 finisher last year, trying to repeat the spot.
Like, literally, just a fun vibe, a fun energy. Like, he's a chill guy. Like, I mean, who doesn't love hanging out with Jazzo? Like, he's always a treat to talk to every time I talk to him. So.
One Smash Ultimate clip of the year for
the
performance we saw 365 days ago at Supernova 2025.
Yeah. How long it's been.
I mean, that was probably one of my favorite sets that entire weekend. It was so good, and the crowd was so electric. Everybody screaming their head off in that match. So
playing
that was
against
really
Steve
awesome.
too. Everyone's happy to see Steve die. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is true.
They had the pitchforks out and ready.
It certainly did. Woo! Oh, but nevertheless, it is all or nothing here at Supernova. We do have MPG sat down at 6, and Jazzo being the Renaissance man that he is, probably off somewhere, you know,
meditating
shaking
under a
hands,
waterfall.
kissing babies.
That's right.
Like
yeah. Okay. Well, it's two very different visions of what Jazzo is.
Jazzo's over there like, I got 4 measures left, and then I'm ready for the set, I promise.
I got to flex my scales real quick.
That's right. But I think, to your point, I think this is definitely a tough matchup. Jazzo going to have to be very prepared for this one. So I can understand the need for a zen moment, especially if you've got to pilot someone who needs that zen.
And as we just saw in the previous set, MPG is beyond warmed up. He was schmoving here in the earlier morning. So I know he's got to keep those hands warm. He knows how to move. He knows how to bait people into trying to punish him for like his air dodges and his air movement too. So it's going to be quite the battle.
Had to run into a brawler as well too to get this point. So kind of playing against a similar character, similar play style. You want to get up close and personal and really start to scrap. Yeah, the rushdown. Yeah,
the rushdown brawler melee type character. So you got to really get in on him. And MPG, you know, someone who is good at playing the keep away game and playing the spacing game and sort of like the defensive master. We saw the escapes in our last set that we saw the first set we had on stream.